Maybe after we do with the linear equations, we will see one more chapter also we can quickly revise so that we get an idea how our preparation has to go on. Okay, if you have your blueprint with you, I think it will be better. I'm opening my blueprint and seeing side by side. So linear equations, I have one question in section B, one in section C, and one in section D. So totally that is 9 marks. That means I will have one 2 marks question, one 3, and one 4 mark question. So linear equations, we have generally 2 or 3 varieties of questions. Okay. So we will try to concentrate which will come in the 2, which will come in the 3, and which will come in the 4. Now 2 marks, it will be a ordinary equation that you require to solve. Like for example, I will give you a few 2 marks questions now, so that you can further prepare based on this kind of questions. Okay. The first one, because it is a revision class, I am expecting you will solve the equation. You will not make me solve the equation again. Okay. Okay. Now for this 2 marks questions, you will have questions like this, like solve for x. The equation is 7x minus 9 equals 16. So let me see. Only there is one variable sitting here. There is a constant term, and on the right hand side you have another constant term. So what is it that you have to do? You have to transpose the constant term to the right side. So because it is a subtraction here, it will go as an addition.
Ma'am, we cannot see the problem, ma'am.
You're not able to see? Why?
No, ma'am.
Just a minute.
Visible.
Sorry.
Ma'am, it is 25 by 7.
1 minute. There is an issue of no visibility. Am I covering the problem? Is the board visible?
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am. No, it's
Then what is the problem? Am I covering the board?
No, ma'am, it's visible.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So 7x equals 16 plus 9. Or my 7x will become 25, which means my x will be 25 by 7. So as simple as that. So these kinds of problems will come for a 2 marks. Okay. We'll take up one more quickly. Try doing it on your own. $17 plus 6p equals 9. $17 plus 6p equals 9. So the variable is p here. You have to solve for p. You will transpose the constant term to the right side. Because it is an addition here, it will go as a subtraction. That means your 6p will be 9 minus 17, which means 6p will become, what is 9 minus 17? Please be careful. Subtraction of integers.
Minus 8.
Minus 8.
Negative
8.
what? 8. So my p will be, this is 6 into p. There is a multiplication. So when this is transposed, it will go as a division. So negative 8 by 6. Is there a common factor between 8 and 6?
2.
Yes, 2. Cancel it with 2. 2 4s are 8 and 2 3s are 6. So the negative still will be there in the numerator. So negative 4 by 3. So the value of p is negative 4 by 3. Alright. So such kind of problems you can expect for 2 marks. Take one more, then we will move on to the second 3 marks questions. Okay. This is also quite probable. Always beautiful whole numbers alone will not come. Sometimes problems of this kind also may come. Say 3 by 7 plus x equals 17 by 7. You have fractional coefficients here. So how will you solve for x? Again, this 3 by 7 has to be shifted to the right hand side. So x will be 17 by 7, and addition will go as a subtraction. So because the denominator is same, there is no need of any LCM. Just subtract the numerators, 17 minus 3. So your x will become 14 by 7. Is there any common factor between 14 and 7?
Ma'am, 7.
Yes.
7 itself. 7 1 is 7, 7 2 is 14. So your x will become 2. Denominator is 1, so 2 by 1 means it is 2. Clear? So such kind of problems, are you confident about doing it?
Yes,
Any
ma'am.
doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Next, moving on to the 3 marks question. See, the 4 marks question will be definitely a word problem where you have to frame the equation first and then solve. That we will take it a little later. So 3 marks question, you will have equations with fractional coefficients where you have to first reduce them into simple equations. Like, let me take a few examples and try to revise it quickly for you. Now we have the 3 marks question. What kind of questions can come? So moving on to the 3 marks question. First one. So here you will get equations which can be further reduced before you go and solve it. Like for example, I have x plus 1 divided by 2x plus 3 equals 3 by 8. So this is the problem given to me. I have to solve for x. So here you are not at all seeing it in the form of a linear equation. So there is something that you have to do before you convert it into a linear equation and then go and solve it. So these are equations which can be reduced to the linear form. It is not in the linear form. Like in the previous way, when we had the 2 marks problem, you had a left hand side and a right hand side, that's all. And you had to find the value of the variable. Now here, there are some fraction because in the LHS, that is the left hand side, you have a numerator and denominator. Again, in the right hand side also you have a numerator and denominator. So you have to see how you can reduce it to a linear form first. So to do that, do you remember what we have done? Can you recall? We did something here.
Ma'am, cross multiplication.
Yes, we have to take up a cross multiplication here where the numerator and the denominators will get cross multiplied like this. Right? So let us see what happens on cross multiplication. So this x plus 1 has to be multiplied with 8. Now you will call it as 8 times x plus 1 or 8 multiplied with x plus 1. And here now 3 will be multiplied with 2x plus 3. So it will be 3 times 2x plus 3. You understand why the bracket is necessary?
Yes, ma'am.
Why is this bracket coming in suddenly? Why did I put that bracket?
Ma'am, because we have to multiply both the numbers with the same number.
Both the terms. You have 2 terms in this expression. So this 8 has to be multiplied with both the terms. That's why the bracket is there. It will allow you to tell that yes, the multiplication has to be done 2 times. That's the reason the bracket is brought in. It will remind you that there is multiplication done 2 times both on the LHS and the RHS. So after the cross multiplication, now the fractions vanish. You have a linear form of the equation. Now before you go and transpose the variables and the constants, first we have to remove the bracket. So when you remove the bracket, what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to multiply 8 with x and then 8 with 1. So this becomes 8x plus 8 equals, can you guess what should be the right hand side?
Ma'am, 6x plus 9.
Yes, 6x plus 9. Now you see it is further simplified into a linear form where you have the variables and the constant. So we'll bring the variables to the left hand side and take the constants to the other side. So 8x is on the left hand side. The addition, that is 6x plus is there. So it is an addition here, it comes as a subtraction. So negative 6x equals 9 is already sitting on the right hand side. You take the addition of 8 to the other side, it becomes a subtraction. So this is how you have separated the variables to the left side and the constant terms to the right side. So 8x minus 6x, I know it is positive 2x and 9 minus 8 is 1. 2x means 2 into x. So when this 2 is transposed there, it goes as division. So your x will become 1 divided by 2, or in other words, x is equal to half. Is that clear? So these many steps are involved here. So such kind of problems where the equation is not in the linear form. First you have to convert it to a linear form, then go and solve the equation. So this is eligible for a 3 marks. That is a section C. Shall we take one more?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt so far? Okay. Silence, I understand this. Okay, you have understood. Now we will take this. Say 3y plus 4 divided by 2 minus 6y equals negative 2 by half. You should be very careful when there are negatives in the numerator or denominator. Come on. Now try doing it on your own. What we have to do first? Cross multiplication between the numerator and denominators. So here 5 will be multiplied with 3y plus 4, and there negative 2 will be multiplied with 2 minus 2 is 6, minus 6y. So it is 5 times. I bring the bracket deliberately to do the multiplication 2 times. Don't forget it is a negative 2 here and multiplied with 2 minus 6y. Okay, so next step, multiplication. So 5 into 3, 15 times y, 5 into 4, positive 20. On the right hand side, you have a negative 2 which is getting multiplied with positive 2. So negative into positive is negative, 2 into 2 is 4. Again, negative 2 into negative 6 will be positive. 6 into 2 is 12, 1. You must be very careful with the symbols of the integers when you are multiplying. Are you getting the same?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we
Ma'am,
will
answer is minus 24 by 27, right?
and the constants to the other side. Yeah, is someone speaking? Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, answer is minus 24 by 27, right?
We will wait and watch. Just a minute. Give times for other also to do. If you announce the answer like this, they get demotivated. Dear, please try to understand. Let us wait patiently. Now I have transposed the positive 12y here and the positive 20 to the other side. So it will be 15y, which is already on the left side. The positive 12y will come as a negative 12y. There, on the right hand side, the negative 4 is already sitting. The positive 20 has gone that side as negative 20. Right? Now 15 minus 12, that becomes a 3y equals negative 24. How negative 24?
Minus into minus.
Yeah, both are negative integers, so you will add and put the same symbol. 4 plus 20 is 24, it's a negative 24. So 3y is negative 24 means y is negative 24 divided by 3. 3y means 3 into y. So multiplication when transposed to the other side goes as division. So 24 and 3. Is one a factor of the other? 3 ones are 3, 3 8s are 24. So your y will become negative 8 by 1, which is negative 8 itself. Did you get the same?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So these are problems which may be eligible for a 3 marks. So lastly, the 4 marks questions will be one of the word problems where you have to read the word problem, construct or create a linear equation for the situation given, go and solve that linear equation to solve the problem. So this is something which is going to be eligible for a 4 marks. So let us go on to the 4 marks problem now. We could not discuss all the problems in the exercise, the word problems, because it is not possible. There are so many problems. I think I have done a few of them and asked you to complete if possible on your own. I hope you would have done it. Let us see how much you are able to do now. See, there are actually two exercises where you have the word problems. That is exercise 2.2 and 2.4. So we will take out in random some 2-3 problems and try to see how this is eligible for a 4 marks, because the situation given has to be converted into a linear equation in one variable. Then you have to solve to get the value of the variable to complete the problem. So we will start with a easy one. Okay, I think I'm looking at the fourth problem in exercise 2.2. This is in page number 28. The sum of two numbers is 95. If one exceeds the other by 15, find the numbers. So there are two numbers that we have to find. Alright, both of them not known to me. But the clue given is, when I add both the numbers, I get 95 and one number exceeds the other by 15. So what I will do is, whenever I am asked find out the numbers, I have to assume a variable as one of the numbers. So let me tell, let the number be the first number, because there are two numbers. So let the first number be x. Some variable, it can be any variable, a, b, c, d, x, y, anything. So let the first number be x, because there are two numbers that we have to find out. It is told that one number exceeds the other by 15. So if my first number is x, can you tell the second number also in terms of x? The first number is x. The second number is exceeding the first number by 15. That means it is 15 more than the first number. So if the first number is x, then can you guess what will be the second number?
Ma'am, x plus 15.
Will be x plus 15. Why? Because one number exceeds means more. So this number, that is the second number, is 15 more than the first number. So if the first number is assumed to be x, the second number definitely will become x plus 15. Alright. So we have two numbers, both of them written in terms of the variable x. Alright. Next, we have one more information given. Given sum of numbers is 95. That means what? If I take x and x plus 15, the two numbers, and I add them, I get 95. Very simple. The first number was x, the second number was 15 more than the first number, so it is x plus 15. The second information given is, when I add the first number and the second number, the sum is equal to 95. So I got my linear equation. Can you see a linear equation is formed here? Using all the situation given to me. So what happened? Now can you solve this equation? It is x plus x. What is x plus x?
2x.
Not x
2x.
square.
No, ma'am.
Then when do you get x square?
Ma'am, x into x.
Yes, there is a difference in adding two variables and multiplying them. If you add x with x, you get 2x. But if you multiply x with x, you will get x square. So this is addition, so this becomes 2x plus 15 equals 95. Should you be able to solve this equation? It is like our linear equation in the first variety 2 marks problems, where you simply had a linear equation which you had to solve. So transpose the constant term to the right side. 2x will become 95 minus 15, or 2x is equal to 80, which means x is equal to 80 by 2, which will make my x is equal to 40. Right? Should I stop here? What is my question? You have to find both the numbers. The first number is x, so it has become 40. How do you find the second number?
Ma'am, x plus 15.
Yes, you have to add 15 to this 40. So therefore, you will write the numbers are 40 and 40 plus 15 will become 55. So the two numbers are 40 and 55. That's it. So this is eligible like a 4 marks. You are framing an equation with a variable and then solving that equation to get the value of the variable to complete the problem. Alright? Now we will take up one more. Okay, we will take up a problem on age. See the 12th problem. Very frequently, this comes in the board exam for 10th standard age problems. So I think from now onwards, we have to be doing such problems so that we get used to them as we move on to our class 9 and 10. Okay, the 12th problem says like this. 15 years from now, Ravi's age will be 4 times his present age. What is Ravi's present age? So there is something given 4 times present age, 15 years from now. You should understand all these words that are used there. So what is finally asked? What is Ravi's present age? So what is asked will always be assumed as the variable. Because Ravi's present age is asked, we will assume let Ravi's present age be. That is how you start a problem. When a question is posed, you assume that itself as your variable. What is Ravi's present age is asked. So what we will do? Let Ravi's present age be X years. That's how you start the problem. Okay. So now we will start seeing the relationship what is given. 15 years from now, Ravi's age will be 4 times his present age. So we will write present age this side on the right hand side. Present age is X. 15 years from now. What do you think will be Ravi's age in terms of X? Now if your age is 13 years, what will be your age 5 years from now?
18 years.
Now your present age is 13. Most of you must be 13. After 5 years, from now means after 5 years. After 5 years, how will you find out your age?
Ma'am, 13 plus
Somebody
5.
asks you what will be 5 years from now, what will be your age? What should you do?
I'm adding.
I'm
You
13
have to
plus
add those 5 years to tell, yes, I will be 13 plus 5, which will be 18 years after 5 years. Or 5 years from now, I will be 18 years old. Like that, Ravi's present age is X. 15 years later, what will be his age?
Ma'am, 15x. 15 plus x.
See, there is a confusion. Is it 15x or 15 plus x? That's why I
15
gave the
plus x,
example of
ma'am.
your own age. You are 13 years old today. After 5 years, will you be 13 plus 5 years old or 13 into 5 years old?
Ma'am, 13 plus 5, ma'am.
13 plus 5, not 13x. Or your, sorry, what do you say, 15x. Like you said here. If a person is x years old now, 15 years later, he will be 15 plus x. Or x plus 15, any way you can write. Maybe we will write it as x plus 15 itself. Because now he is x, 15 years from now, he will be 15 plus x. Now there is a relationship or some connect given between them. It is said 15 years from now, Ravi's age, this is Ravi's age after 15 years. So 15 years from now, Ravi's age will be 4 times his present age. So where should I bring that 4? 15 years later, this is his age. This age is 4 times the present age. Where do I put that 4? I have to multiply the present age with 4 to get the age which is 15 years from now. 15 years from now, this is the age of Ravi. This is equal to 4 times his present age. The equation has come. Ravi's age after 15 years is equal to x plus 15. Okay, present age is x, 15 years later it is x plus 15. Now there is some relationship given between these two. This ಎರಡಕ್ಕೆ ಮಧ್ಯ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು relationship ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. They have said 15 years later, if this is Ravi's age, this age is 4 times his present age. On present age x. Adana 4 times andre eno 4 times means 4 multiplied with x. So 4 times the present age is equal to his age after 15 years. So this is how the equation is getting framed. Can you understand how I got the equation? I have only given the relationship between the age after 15 years and the present age. The present age, if it is multiplied with 4, I will get his age after 15 years. So his present age is x, his age after 15 years is x plus 15. So 4 multiplied by the present age is equal to his age after 15 years. That is all. Now you have an equation which you have to solve. This will become x plus 15 equals 4 times x. Right, transpose the x there. 15 will become 4x minus x, which is 3x. So 3x is 1500. X will become 15 by 3, which is 5. So your x has become 5. So what is the x that I assume? His present age is 5 years. So Ravi's present age is asked. So Ravi's present age is 5 years. That's it. Any doubt? These kinds of age problems are very popular in the board exam. So this is, you are doing it for a linear equation in one variable. As you move on to your 9th and 10th, we will have 2 variables coming on. Now somebody is joining. How late? Okay. So this is how you will solve problems based on situations, which you will convert into equation and solve the equation to get the value of the variable. So I hope with this you will be able to prepare on linear equations. Maybe we can discuss one more chapter also today quickly. Maybe the constructions, because do you think I need to repeat the constructions? Is there any doubt in any of the constructions that we have done so far? Now let us quickly go back. If you have your textbooks with you, I am just looking at the practical geometry part. Okay, there is one question in section C and one in section D. That is 1 3 marks and 1 4 marks. So quickly look at your textbook on practical geometry. All that we have is construction of quadrilaterals. Correct? Go to page number 57, where we have different kinds of quadrilaterals that we are constructing. Alright, so those constructions I will see how you can segregate in the section C and section D. Now section C will have simpler constructions like the 4 sides and 2 diagonals. Sorry, 4 sides and 1 diagonal. That means you will be drawing it as 2 triangles, one after another, right? That is one variety. Then sometimes it will be 2 diagonals and 3 sides given. So that also we have discussed and we have the videos of those constructions also. So these kind of straight questions will come in section C, where the sides or the diagonals or the angles, any of these may be given. I think we have done this in the records, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you think you need your records for your final exam? Or can you manage without them? Should I send it back with you because you have to come back and collect it? Is there any possibility of coming and collecting it? Or can you do with the videos itself? Because the videos I have shared with you. You can go through the videos and repeat the construction any number of times in your notebook. In case you require, please inform me in advance so that I can return it back to you. You only have to come and collect it. If you feel it is required, you can always come and collect it. But you should bring it back also. So let me know if you want them or if you are able to manage with the videos, then please do manage. I think it's better you manage with them because these record marks are going to be included for your internal assessment. Those who have given me the record, I will give the marks. Those who have not given, it is your headache. You will get a 0 there. I can't be running behind you. At least if you are regularly coming to the school, I would have had a hold on you. Now that also is not there. Okay, so that was the 3 marks construction where the sides, the angles, the diagonals, etc. were given. But we have also constructed special kinds of quadrilaterals like the rhombus, the square. I think the rhombus and the squares are the ones we have taken. So in these cases, 5 measurements will not be given to you. Like construct a rhombus, then 2 diagonals are given. Only 2 measurements are given. In such a case, how do we do the construction? This may go to section D. Similarly, construct a rectangle when only the length and the breadth is given. So the other 2 measurements also is known because you know by the property of rectangles that the opposite sides are equal. So one length and one breadth is given, it is understood. The other length and the other breadth is also the same. So such construction where you have to recall the properties of quadrilaterals and complete the construction will go to the section D. Clear? So construction also, I am hoping that I have guided you as how you have to prepare for your exams. So what do you want me to take up on Friday? I think I leave the choice to you. You tell me which chapter do you want me to take up. You can look at your blueprint also and tell me. Where you
Mensuration.
Mensuration, huh? Okay. So we will take up mensuration. That means you must come prepared with the formulae. You cannot simply come and make me do the problems, right? We will take up one more chapter also because we don't have too many days behind. Which is the other one we will take? Can we take the quadrilaterals as well as the mensuration together?
Yes, ma'am.
Because quadrilaterals we have done once for the midterm also, right? So come prepared with the properties of quadrilaterals as well as the mensuration part because 11 plus 7. There also you have section C, section D. Mensuration also you have section C, section D only. So these 2 chapters we will take up maybe on Friday, right? So I think we will stop here. We are almost running out of time. Is there anything else that you want to tell me? I hope everything is clear with respect to your exams. Saturday's class sir will take because he wants to complete some exercise on factorization, which he may be including for the questions on the factorization. So Friday, if I take up mensuration and quadrilateral, then we will meet back again on the next Wednesday. All right. So start preparing seriously according to the guidelines given to you. Keep your blueprint with you when you prepare because that will give you an idea how you have to prepare from a particular chapter because the blueprint is very clear where it is telling you where the question will be asked for a particular chapter, right? And more about it I will discuss as we are revising also. All right?
Okay,
Any
ma'am.
more doubts regarding the questions? Okay, I think then we will stop here. Please post your names in the chat box before you leave. If you have already done it, there is no need to repeat that. Okay then. Bye.